Welcome to Swinger University, your horizontal enrichment program. Group projects were never this much fun. Here are your hosts, Ed and Phoebe.
Hi, this is Ed.
And this is Phoebe.
Today we're talking about how we navigated swinging while on vacation in Colorado. Unlike swinging on your home turf, swinging while traveling has its own set of challenges. We'll kind of walk you through our recent trip. I had to take a break. My throat's sore from hyperventilating because Phoebe just gave me a world-class blowjob and I hurt my throat from breathing so hard. Oh, damn.
It was a lot of fun.
We just got back from a party last night, and so we were a little excited.
We are going to talk about that one too, of course.
Yeah, because
it was so fun.
Off the hook. Anyway.
Oh, yes. Okay, back on track. Ooh, Colorado first.
Distracted. So we go to Colorado about once a year to visit with family. It's vanilla trip. We always find something to do, something entertaining. But every freaking time we try to put something sexy together, and it never happens.
Wah, wah, wah.
Like, I've tried little apps. There was one called Swinger Safari, and it would look at your location and find swingers in the area. Nothing ever panned out. Like, it was just a crapshoot. So we decided to put this episode together to really help people generally about swinging and traveling, but specifically about traveling in Colorado, because we go there all the time. We've got some experience with this, so we thought we'd put it out there.
And each region is a little different. So you'll learn how this region is a little different than others.
Yeah, and generally, we've got some tips
Right.
that we think apply to any place. So here you go. Step one, put yourself out there. So Cassidy and SLS either have a travel section or a hot dates section. Post your travel up on that section, whichever it is. And if I remember right, SLS has both. So you get traveling and hot dates, I think. It's been a little while now. But at least a week ahead of time, start posting your vacation up there, because people are going to be browsing the site and they're going to look for people coming through their area to see if there's new couples. And they'll go, hey, check this out.
And if they're planners, they're probably looking at the minimum a week out.
Yes, and other people who are traveling to the same area will be looking for other travelers.
Yes.
So it's kind of this intersection of travelers. Like if you could actually do it in the airport, that would be super cool.
God, if there's only like a red room. All swingers exit here.
Smoking hot lounge, not the smoking lounge.
Right.
So just as an example of this, we had kind of like we had some hits that were also misses at the same time. There was an Oklahoma couple that was traveling to Colorado the same time we were. They were hot. They thought we were hot. We were going to get together. And it was almost like we met halfway across the country. Like, you meet us halfway kind of a thing. Once in a lifetime chance. Like, what are the odds that somebody from Oklahoma and somebody from California are traveling to a different state at the same time, and they're both swingers? Absolutely didn't happen. They were leaving like a day after we got there.
And the only day to coordinate was the day of a significant event that I had to be at with my family, so I couldn't just bail. So, yeah.
Not politely.
No.
And so if you want to piss your family off and
Right.
go have a swinger time.
Yeah. Rude.
But, so it's
Sure.
coordinating 4 calendars, because they were staying with family too. So it's our calendar, their family, and our family all at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just, it was a miss. Didn't happen. And it sucks. But
now, if we had met them on a cruise and coordinated
something well ahead of time.
Specifically,
Yeah.
we could have.
If we had known them ahead of time or coordinated weeks in advance, we could have maybe added a day.
Sure.
Or they could have added a day to their vacation. But you'd have to know them.
Yeah, you'd have to know and be in pretty good contact on a regular basis to know what their travel plans are.
Because some random couple's going to be in the same state as you. You're like, oh, yeah, I'll spend an extra $500 for this couple,
No.
Another hotel room, rental car, extending your vacation, whatever. No, not going to happen. So we're talking about ships passing in the night and they happen to dock out in the middle of the ocean. So the other one that we ran into was a local couple. They were in the same town as us and we're like, oh, this is perfect. Super convenient.
Shared a lot of the same interests.
Yeah. Like almost identical interests. It was crazy.
But that didn't happen either because of their schedules, their kids, and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they wanted to meet up for a drink date, which would have been fun, but I still would have had to take away from my family time in order to go meet them. And if it really wasn't going to pan out to a play date while we're there, it just didn't seem reasonable. Now, we are going to stay in touch and contact because it's nice to build those contacts and keep those people
absolutely
on the hook, so to speak.
Yeah. And so the thing is, we could have gone out and had drinks with them, but we'd have started a relationship with a couple and then had to leave and come home.
Right. It's
so it's like
another year.
What is this? A long distance relationship like that?
Yeah.
No chance of play. Just didn't seem like there was enough of a reward at the end, other than, oh, we met some nice people.
Right.
But it is
fostering and building friendships and relationships. So if you can do it, I would say go for it. But not at the, obviously you're going to know how to balance your vanilla life and your hobby life. So.
And if you frequently travel to the same area, then that's really good to kind of establish that.
Absolutely.
There were extenuating circumstances with this also because we'd already had something else happen that took up some of our time. And so we'll get into that. This would have been like the second night out. So, second part of this is not a passive process. So putting hot dates out, that's like throwing a fishing line out and you hope you reel something in. We got people looking at our profile, but almost nobody reached out to us in terms of, hey, how about a date? It just, nothing.
Right.
So you really have to work the sites. And when I say sites, it's, whatever your site of choice is, whether that's SLS or Cassidy or Lifestyle Lounge or SDC or whatever it is. And your contacts online, whoever your contacts are. If you got kick groups, former cruise friends, whatever. The reason it's not passive is you're a stranger in a strange land. Like, this isn't your normal place. You don't necessarily know what goes on in that town or what the lifestyle's like there. Like, it's like you're first starting out again. but in this totally new place.
Right.
And information is hard to come by. I mean, we're kind of an underground network of, people, lifestyle. And a lot of these parties are announced in, kick groups or invitation sites like Punch Bowl or Evite. Like everybody's got their local network, or through some swing site email. So you got to kind of work a network and work through sites in order to find this stuff.
Right. Pre-plan. You need a pre-plan 1 to 2 months prior, up to the week of your vacation.
Right.
Look for parties, events, groups on your sites, on your swinger sites. They can be a little confusing, so make sure you know your swinger site really well, because sometimes they have all of those parties, events, and groups,
right,
which are all the same thing. Sometimes it's just one or two.
Yeah.
It's weird. They're archaic. You get it. You know it. But work all those avenues.
Yeah. Because you may not have an event listed or a party or a club listed. It may be in groups.
Right.
And so you kind of have to dig through your site to find things. Like we've got local parties. They're parties. It's like a house party. They call it a house party, but it's in groups.
Right.
So good luck finding it.
Right. Clubs. Look for your clubs in the area. Again, do your research. They may or may not be open. Some of the venues we looked at were closed. So when I went to Google it, it said they were closed. They were still there, but they were closed. They hadn't reopened. COVID hit. They shut down, etc.
Yeah.
Some of the venues have a full takeover because of some party.
Right.
You have to. There's a occupancy maximum, so if you wait too long, you can't get in.
Yep.
There's a vetting process where you have to pay a fee, and then they have to get back to you. So you can't do all this last minute. If you do, you're just not going to get in.
And the latest wrinkle, of course, is vaccination cards. And some parties are actually requiring that, you're vaccinated. They want their guests to be safe. And so they're going to look for those cards.
Yes. Even the house parties are doing that.
Yes. And same goes for hotel parties, availability. You'd have to be in the place at the same time that some monthly hotel takeover was going on.
Right.
Now, Colorado has an interesting hotel there where couples get together. It's it's been described as like a Bates hotel, kind of like a strip mall kind of hotel, the old school cabin style hotel. There's a pool in the back. I'm not remembering the name off the top of my head. No. I'll put it in the show notes.
But you go there if you're DTF. Like you don't go to just stand around and be a wallflower.
Yeah. The description was that they throw a great New Year's party, and they've had good parties there, but other times it's kind of hit and miss. Once again, your mileage will vary at almost any venue, any day of the week.
Right.
House parties or even the clubs that are there.
Right.
It all depends on what's going on that week, and if you happen to be on a dead week, well, good luck.
Right. So you need a backup plan. We had a backup plan. We pre-planned. We told family, hey, Ed and I are going to go take off downtown to Denver, spend a night, chill, see Denver, have some dinner, stay the night at a hotel. Great, no problem.
Right. We built our alibi ahead of time.
Exactly. So we knew we were going to do something, and our backup plan was going to a gay lesbian club, right?
Yeah. It was a nightclub. They were doing a glow night. It was listed on the swinger site, so it's kind of swinger friendly, or at least there were groups of people who were going, and there were specific swingers who'd signed up, couples. And so we were like,
cool.
Sounds
Sounds like great fun.
Sounds like a great plan B if we don't meet a couple, blah, 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 blah.
Exactly. So we already knew we were going to at least go do that. And then, dun,
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 dun, we got a house party invite.
Yeah, we found a house party.
Felt like we'd won the lottery.
And they were limiting the occupancy, so it was like only the first 100 kind of thing.
Right? And we had to show them the vaccine cards, and it was all through these channels, and it took some time. So hence, pre-planning, we got in and had to pay ahead of time. They limited the number of guests. La da 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 da. You get the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was fun. We've met some people. We heard some great stories. We've got some more content for a future episode where we learned some crazy things that are going on
in Colorado.
In
crazy.
Colorado, yeah.
Yeah, stuff about swingers.
The community and the lifestyle colliding, if you will.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of the best takeaways from the house party were we met some couples for future adventures when we go back to Colorado.
Absolutely.
We made some connections. And one of the couples that we met, we were out of place. We, weren't in our normal environment. We felt a little bit like, prey amongst the predators, so to speak. And there was this super hot couple at the party, and we didn't make the connection with them until really late. And we were all having this great conversation, and then everybody started to go home. But it was like such a missed opportunity. But we got their contact information, and we're going to stay in contact with them. And so hopefully next time we'll get together.
Now, we didn't mention, and we should have earlier on, the club in Colorado is called Scarlet Ranch. Mm-hmm. And it seems to be the club to go to.
Right.
So that's, if you can afford it, I would recommend it. It's $100 a couple to be a member for a year. And then if you want to go on a Saturday night, I believe it's $100 or $180. Friday nights a little cheaper. There were Thursdays cheaper. Wednesday, as the week progresses, it gets cheaper.
And I think Sunday Fun Day was cheaper also.
Mm-hmm. It might be $60
because it was more like a pool party vibe to it, not like an upscale nightclubby thing.
Right. So you have some choices. The food apparently is very good. Mm-hmm. The people are friendly.
It's hit and miss, just like any other club.
Right. But it's the only game in town. So for a sure thing, as far as, a large pool of people.
And it's established.
It's very established.
Everybody
for years
knows
and
about
years
Scarlet
and
Ranch.
Absolutely.
We chose not to do that because we only go once, maybe twice a year. Mm-hmm. And to pay the annual membership for once was a really expensive night.
Yeah, when you add on dinner and gas and car rental and hotel and breakfast, and it basically turned into a $500 weekend, and I was like,
or a $500 night
swinging. I thought, well, no.
Yeah, but if you travel often to Colorado, into the Denver area, let's say you're out there once a month, then that's actually a really good plan because you pay your membership once, and then every time you go out, you can just pay your one-time event fee. So absolutely, it's not a bad deal for us. Not such a good deal. Right. If money were no object, when I become independently wealthy.
Yeah. And swinging seems to be mostly focused in Denver. Not that there's no swingers in the remote area. I say remote. They're not. Well,
isn't everything in Colorado remote?
Yeah, pretty much.
3 hours from everything.
In Longmont, Fort Collins. Actually, I don't know if there are any in Longmont. I looked. But most everyone travels pretty far to go swing. Yeah. So if you're not in the underground network of house parties, you're just going to have to go to Denver or further south. There was a really fun outdoor swinger event for 3 or 4 days, kind of out in the woods.
Yeah, it was like a music festival thing.
Oh my God. And it was happening like the week before we were there, and I was so bummed because that is right up our alley.
Yeah, it would have been great. Like if we
So look for that.
extended that our trip, that would have been awesome.
So I would also say Google stuff as well, just generally, because you probably find that too. I think that's how I found it.
Yeah.
Just on the Google.
The Google.
All right, everyone. In the end, it comes down to a lot of research and pre-planning and some focused effort. Sometimes it may be a win and sometimes not, but it will increase your chances for sure.
Till next time.
Before you turn off our podcast to take care of all the vanilla things pulling you away, please reach out and give us a review. I know mashing a star is so much easier, but a review is so much better for sharing your love of what we're doing with others. We would appreciate it. If you want to share a personal story, ask us questions, or share your comments, you can contact us at swingeruniversity@gmail.com. Check us out at swingeruniversity.com, where you can find links to our Twitter and Instagram feeds. Thank you for listening to Swinger University, your horizontal enrichment podcast.